Do you believe in zombies? Top 7 real-life zombie cases in history. In Alagoinhas, a small town in Brazil, locals witnessed something straight out of a horror movie. A man, declared dead and buried, was seen crawling out of his grave, covered in dirt, with a lifeless gaze. His name was Raimundo, beaten, mistakenly buried alive. And somehow he made it out. Witnesses swore he looked like a real-life zombie. Rudy Eugene, a name that sparked a modern fear, the fear of real zombies. In broad daylight, he attacked a homeless man and started eating his face. He was reportedly under the influence of a drug called bath salts, which can cause extreme hallucinations and aggression. This synthetic drug has been known to induce a state of delirium, making users unpredictable and often violent. In this particular incident, the suspect exhibited terrifying behavior that escalated quickly. Witnesses described the scene as chaotic and horrifying, with the suspect showing no signs of stopping his brutal attack. The police were called to the scene after multiple frantic 911 calls from bystanders who were in sheer panic. Upon arrival, officers found the suspect in the midst of a gruesome assault. Despite their commands to stop, he continued his attack with a disturbing level of ferocity. The officers had no choice but to use lethal force to subdue him. Police shot him multiple times before he went down. The situation was dire, and the officers had to act swiftly to prevent further harm. By the time they stopped him, most of the victim's face was already gone, a sight that left even the most seasoned officers in shock. The aftermath of the incident was a scene of utter devastation, with emergency responders working tirelessly to provide aid and secure the area. This tragic event serves as a stark reminder of the dangers posed by synthetic drugs and the unpredictable nature of those under their influence. The community was left reeling, grappling with the horror of what had transpired and the impact it had on everyone involved. In 1962, Clairvius was pronounced dead, death certificate signed, funeral held. But 18 years later, he returned. He claimed he was poisoned by a voodoo sorcerer, paralyzed with zombie powder, and forced to work as a slave in a remote plantation. This chilling tale begins in the heart of Haiti, where ancient traditions and mystical practices still hold sway over the lives of many. The man, once a vibrant member of his community, suddenly vanished without a trace. His family mourned, believing him to be dead. But years later, he returned, a shadow of his former self, with a story that defied belief. According to his account, the voodoo sorcerer used a concoction known as zombie powder, a blend of potent toxins derived from local plants and animals. This powder, when administered, induced a state of paralysis so profound that it mimicked death. The victim, though conscious, was unable to move or speak, trapped in a living nightmare. After being declared dead, he was buried, only to be exhumed later by the sorcerer. In this state of induced catatonia, he was taken to a remote plantation, far from prying eyes. There he was forced to toil endlessly, his will subjugated by the sorcerer's dark magic. Scientists, intrigued by his story, conducted tests and found traces of real toxins in his body, including tetrodotoxin, a powerful neurotoxin found in pufferfish, and datura, a plant known for its hallucinogenic properties. These substances could indeed create a death-like state, lending credence to his harrowing tale. The voodoo ritual had created a real walking dead. This case remains one of the most compelling intersections of folklore and science, a testament to the enduring power of belief and the mysteries that still elude modern understanding. After a car crash, a man was declared dead and taken to the morgue, but the next morning, they heard screaming. He was freezing alive, trapped in a cold chamber for 21 hours before being discovered. To the morgue workers, it was a corpse trying to escape death itself. Declared dead, she woke up inside a body bag, screaming, panicking. Morgue workers almost passed out when the dead woman started trying to get out. The shock was so severe, she died days later, this time for real. A woman attacks a stranger on the train, bites his face, tries to rip off his nose with her teeth. growling, blank eyes, foaming at the mouth. Drugs like PCP and synthetic cannabinoids were found in her system, but witnesses said she didn't seem human. Overwhelmed hospitals, no doctors, no equipment. People were declared dead, without proper exams, buried in a hurry. 3 families reported that their loved ones came back, alive, disoriented, hollow-eyed. Some were mistaken for spirits, others for zombies. Do zombies exist? Maybe not in hordes like in the movies, but between misdiagnosed deaths, mind-altering drugs, and ancient rituals, horror might be closer to reality than we think. Throughout history, tales of the undead have permeated cultures around the world. From the Haitian folklore of the reanimated dead to the chilling stories of revenants in medieval Europe, the concept of zombies has always fascinated and terrified us. Consider the case of Clairvius Narcissi, a Haitian man who was declared dead and buried, only to reappear years later, claiming to have been turned into a zombie by a bokor, a voodoo sorcerer. His story blurs the line between myth and reality, making us question what we truly know about life and death. Then there are the mind-altering drugs, like the infamous zombie powder said to contain tetrodotoxin, a potent neurotoxin. This substance can induce a death-like state, only for the victim to awaken later, often with impaired cognitive functions, leading to the belief that they have been resurrected. Ancient rituals and practices also play a significant role in these eerie tales. In some cultures, rituals meant to bring back the dead were performed with the hope of communicating with lost loved ones or harnessing their power. These practices, while rooted in tradition, add another layer to the mystery of zombies. Horror might indeed be closer to reality than we think. If you enjoyed this video, drop a like, subscribe, and let us know which of these stories creeped you out the most. And remember, sometimes the scariest stories are the ones that have a grain of truth in them.